Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Friday, December 1st at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 48 of 2023, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 57 degrees with a high of 58 and a low of 46. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs. Let me get this into focus here. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That's always fun. Welcome to my Facebook peeps who will see this broadcast after the fact when I download it to my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right. Now, I'll remind you, everyone is welcome to come in, whether you color or not. Come on in for the companionship and the chat and the friendship. We have a good time. All right, let me just do a little light adjustment here. All right, so I always do a duet piece, and the duet piece that I'm doing is from one of my books. It's called Coloring Christmas Jubilee, and I've been showing you guys, no, wrong book, haha, Coloring Christmas Ornaments Jubilee, sorry. Coloring Christmas Jubilee is a different book. This is Coloring Christmas Ornaments Jubilee. And I've been showing you guys how to do sparkles on a picture, on a bow. All of this is done with pencil. There is no glitter at all. And it's turning out to be a really cute picture. And then I'm also doing a Kirby Roseanne's picture. This is the tennis shoe. I've been poking away at this one. This is Worlds Within Worlds. And I've been having a lot of fun doing this one for you as well. All right. So let me set that out of the way and get my ornament picture in here. Oh, let's see. Feel free to say hello. It's always fun. I promise I don't bite. I always recommend that you get a paper towel to put underneath your hand. And then, of course, your scratch sheet for your pencil colors. Alrighty. Let me get a couple things squared away here. So last night I was working on the package and showing you how to do sparkles on this. Now, if you were doing a line art picture, the techniques that I'm showing you on this are perfectly applicable for sparkles and glitter on line art. So that's why I would suggest that you do this picture with me, because then you'll have it as a guide and you can go ahead and do this same type of effect on whatever project you're working on. So I've got 3 of my pencils. That's the norm for the basics: light, medium, and dark blue. And I'm going to pop over and continue going on the side here. I really don't have too much more to do on this one. Now, just so that you guys know, my format is an hour and a half on my duet picture. And then an hour and a half on the Kirby Roseanne's. I used to do 3 images, but people said that was a little too hectic. So I was doing each image an hour. And that's fine. I'm always encouraging feedback. Let me know what works for you. All right, the 3 amigos. Linda, Wally, and Michelle. Okay. Now I'm going to, well, hello, Crystal Seeker. Been missing you. Glad to see you. I'm working on a book that has crystals in it. Crystals, gems, precious stones. It'll be pretty cool. I think you guys will like it. Okay. Now, I've gotten a 4th blue here because I've got a very dark area. So we've got a little bit different going here with this side. Now remember, when you're coloring your areas here, you need to color them with blending in mind. And by that I mean you don't make stark lines over your areas with whatever color you're putting in. Yeah, it is going to be a great book. I think you'll like it. So I'm working on my darkest area. So I have light, medium, dark, and then I have darker. Hey, Karen. And then I'm going to pop over here. Karen, you've got a new name. Z Karen. All right, and let's get our super dark areas up here in the upper right hand corner. So guys, tell me something fun. Okay, so I've got pretty much all my dark areas. Let me pull out so you can get a lay of the land here. So these I'm calling, like I said, my super dark. Okay. And then I'm going to take my dark pencil of my light medium dark. So I've got super dark and dark. And we'll go ahead and we'll start. Oh, that's right, Crystal. You haven't seen this, have you? Oh, Michelle saw a couple of trains today. And remember, guys, blending is the key here. Hubby ordered you a new magnifying glass with lights for coloring for Christmas. That's your fun stuff. Good. Now, if you're doing this with me, number one, you're learning a lot. And number two, we need to leave our light areas on this side for the shimmer. So, Crystal, do you get to use your magnifying glass now, or do you have to wait until Christmas to open it up? Okay. Yeah, you'll get it as soon as it comes in. Ha! Good for you. Okay, now I'm going to use my medium color. And then we're going to have our light colors, and we're going to have our areas where we have our little shining. So we don't want to color over those. Now it looks a little messy, but trust me, it works out in the end. And that's what I want to remind colorists about, that when you are coloring something and you're starting to do your project, that you don't look at it and say, oh, I messed up, you know, yada, yada, yada. You've got to finish it. All images go through their ugly phase. You got to trust me on that. And the other thing that I want you to keep in mind is that if you're learning how to adult color, you really don't have the expertise to make judgments about your work. That's the fun part about posting. And look how cool this is looking. So, Crystal, does that also mean that your husband's going to get you other gifts so that you have other packages to open up? Okay. Let me pop over back to the left. Oh, Crystal, that's wonderful. Okay, this is my medium color. And you want to be careful around this horizontal line here because that is the bend of the paper of the package, and that bend is going to be what? A lighter color. All right. Let me pull out so you can see again the effect here. Well, Crystal, I'm happy for you. And I hope that you tell him that he's a gem. Let me finger blend that. And then I'm going to work up near the top here. For my medium. And don't forget that we need to leave our spots open to make this thing look sparkly. Crystal, how long have you been married? "13 years. Cool beans. Now, I want you to notice that I'm working this down to get that mottled look, M-O-T-T-L-E-D. And that's what's going to make it look like we have a shimmer going on. Guys, what are you coloring while I'm doing this? Oh, you finished your gnome. You're going to post them tomorrow on Instagram. Cute. Okay. Hey, Judy. Judy's working and lurking. Crystal's going to work on a Christmas rabbit. Linda's just watching. Okay, now, notice how I'm making these little spaces smaller and smaller. And that's because we're still doing a glimmer here. And we're just going to have really small dots. Now I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to blend this. And this is also where I'm going to take my darkest color. We need to go back and smooth out those edges. Until it blends in with the colors around it. And again, the trick is to work this down until you have these little spots of lighter color that end up looking like shiny paper. Guys, look how cool this looks. Now, you're seeing this close up. You'll see the effect more when I pull out. All right, let me pull out. Questions, comments, coloring comments. And are you understanding the method that I'm using to create this effect? Hold on a minute, I gotta put a sweater on. Now, I'm not looking for compliments on my pieces. What I'm looking for is that if you were coloring this piece, you would be able to do it without too much problem. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a white pencil, and you need to do this sparingly. Is I'm going to add and highlight, is the proper word, these lighter areas that make the glitter effect. Or I should say sparkle effect, actually. And we can say glitter. And I'm going to blend that with my finger. And then I'm going to take my white pencil, also on this edge where the paper is folded. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to pop over to the right where I was just doing my latest colors. And we'll do the same type of thing. Now, don't be afraid to blend your colored pencil with your finger. That's the neat thing about this medium. Is that it retains its base color and lets you blend and do really neat effects with it. And if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. This is why I'm here. And don't forget to change the direction of your white lines, because you want to create what? The effect of sparkles. And again, blending with my finger. Okay. Love it. Now, don't go crazy with your white. Otherwise, you'll ruin the effect. That's why I've been really harping on you guys about not applying a color heavily. And crystal, that will screw you up every time. You have got to get out of that habit. I mean, honestly, there's just no two ways about it. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit of reflection on this ornament in the snow. So I'm going to use a very light gold. And I want you to notice that I'm putting the gold in these darker areas. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to soften these lines just a little bit. Of my light blue into the snow. And then I'm going to come back with my, where'd it go? With my gold. Underneath the ornament here. Now, I want you to notice that I'm just putting a whisper of the color. And I also want you to notice that where I put the gold over here was by the ribbon and the bow. because they're gold as well. Crystal, when you come in heavy-handed with your colors, you take away your ability to change the tints. On whatever object that you're coloring, and that takes away from the dimension. Okay. Let's see if I can find the blue that I want. This is going to be a little touchy. Look at it this way, Crystal. You know how when you paint a room, you put your first coat on, and then you come back and you put your subsequent coats on? That's how you need to think about colored pencil. Okay, I'm putting a very, very light blue on the darker gray of the picture. See, a lot of people think that colored pencil coloring is you just throw the color in on the page in the spots and then go on. That's not it at all. You have very subtle shades. And if you come in heavy-handed and darker shades, you immediately lose that ability to tweak it and give it the depth, dimension, and detail. Just like this blue that I'm putting on right now. I started out lighter with it, and now I'm going through and working it a little bit darker in some areas, not all. And remember, colored pencil you want to put on in layers, even if it's the same color. See how I'm teasing out this shade that I want? And also notice that my blue shadow here is by the blue package. Oh, how pretty is that? Okay. Now, I want to lighten my green on this right-hand side. So I'm going to take my Faber-Castell 103, which is ivory. And I'm going to go over my green. And notice now how that green is blending with my green at the top here. And check out how softer that looks. It's blurring this and putting the green into the background. And then I'm going to finger blend it. Okay. One more area that I need to color yet. is the loop on my ornament. Now I'm going to use my Faber-Castell 103, which is my ivory. And I'm going to lay this down as my base color. And then I'm going to go through with my gold. Now remember, we've got this gold package around this cord. So I'm going to put my gold highlight in the center of that area that I just colored in with Faber-Castell 103. And that way my cord doesn't get lost in the sauce. Check it out. Guys, I am calling this one done. I'm calling this a DDG, Drop Dead Gorgeous. Now, let me grab some water. And I want to emphasize with this project that all the glitter that you see on here, the shimmering, is done with pencil. That's the fun part. Now, I totally don't have to do this at all. But I'm going to punch up my glitter area just a little bit. With a very thin coat. of the crystal that's the iridescent glitter glue. Totally unnecessary, but I just want to amp this up just a little bit. Let's see where we are here. Beautiful. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my glitter glue and I'm going to, if I can pull this off, add a teeny tiny touch of it to the eyes. Nothing earth-shattering, just a little bit of a glimmer. All right, guys, any questions? How can I help you be able to color something like this? And are you comfortable with the techniques that I showed you? It's a beautiful little piece. Now, if you don't mind, you're going to hear a little clacking. I'm going to put the Krylon Workable Fix Stiff on this. Protects pencil, pastel, and chalk drawings. prevents smudging and wrinkling, allows easy rework, and acid-free archival safe. All right. Let me turn my fan on here. And you'll notice that the colors get even more richer. Well, that's redundant. Get richer with a little bit of this coating. So I've got to let this dry for a minute. I think it turned out beautifully. All right, what can we talk about while this dries? Yay! Can hold it up in front of the fan. Okay, there we go. Let me put my stamp of approval on this. All right, ready to be photographed, put up on Instagram. We done good. All right, let me set that aside. Now, by the way, this package could have been done in gold as well, but I wanted the contrast, and I thought you guys would like it a little better. All right. Worlds Within Worlds. Kirby Roseanne's. This has been a really fun project to do. I've been showing you how I've been shading and shadowing this piece. I've got my 3 blues, and I've been making extensive use of the black. And I've been showing you how I've been doing that. So let me go ahead and work on this long stretch here. I'm shading with 3 shades of blue and the black. Guys, don't be afraid of your black. And I'm going to start in around the eyelets on this. And I'm actually going to connect these two. That'll make for a neat pattern on this. And again, we can't go exactly by what Kirby shaded and shadowed on here because he's got some shading through this flower here. And that really doesn't make sense for what I'm trying to do here and demonstrate. So I'm just going to work my way down on these eyelets. By the way, Maggie said she's not feeling well. That's why she's not here tonight. So this is the dark blue that I'm working with. Look how cool that's starting to look already. And then we'll get our dark area in between our handlebars here. Okay, there's our dark blue. Let me pull out so you can see this. And let me zip out a little blue that I got here. Hey, Kathy. Good to see ya. Hey, Kathy, do me a favor and hit that like button. Okay. Let me pull out. Kathy, I want to show you that Christmas ornament I finished. It's done. What do you think? Oh, you already saw it? Okay. I think it turned out beautifully. I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, first time seeing it. Okay. I'm happy with it. Okay. Light blue. Oh, the no way was hitting the thumbs up button? Oh no, you mean you're not going to hit that for me? Or no way that you're going to forget? Yeah, the ribbon and the ornament turned out beautifully. I wanted to show you guys how to color ribbon just using pencil. Oh, you hit the thumbs up button already. You're a doll. Thank you. Okay, now obviously the light blue spots here are not blended. And the way I'm going to achieve that is to go back to my next color, which is the medium. And I'll get rid of that border. Okay. So let's go back to the medium here. And we're going to get rid of those abrupt transformations. Kathy, how was the Christmas parade that you and John went to? Okay guys, notice how those border lines are disappearing now. All right. Got this last little spot here. Check it out. Look how cool that sneaker looks with the patches of the lightest color. It was the first time we did a Christmas parade to start off the event. The parade was short, but the event was 2 hours. This was the last event for 2023. John took a video of the tree lighting. Okay. Now, we're going to emphasize in black. He took a video of the tree lighting for you. Since you were already at your station, he helped me with the line control. Neat. Okay. Now, I'm going to take black, and this is where we're going to start emphasizing our eyelets. Check it out. Crystal, are you back? All right. And check out the black next to the edge. I'm going to go back and do that. But right now I want to do these eyelets. Kathy, are you coloring with me tonight? And look how cool these eyelets look. You'll see it when I'm pulling out. What's the, Kathy, what's the coloring challenge this time? Okay, we're getting there. Oh, it's the Christmas ornaments. Okay, gotcha. All right, now notice how this black around the eyelets really makes a difference. Okay, and then our last eyelet here. check out that look down the side of the shoe. Isn't that cool? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work down the edge. In the black. And Crystal, notice how I'm just layering the colors. I'm not coming in gangbusters. I'm just working my colors until I find the intensity that I want. Crystal, even with the black, I'm not coming in heavy-handed. And the other thing you need to consider, Crystal, is if you come in heavy-handed, it's going to screw up blending. Oh, how cool does that look? All right, let me pull out. Check it out. Crystal, I'm going to show you a little technique here to get away from being heavy-handed with your pencils. I'm going to set this aside a minute. So, take a piece of paper. You can take a Sharpie marker and draw a rectangle. Draw 2 or 3 of them. And then divide it into quarters. Let's see, I'm going to divide this in half. Okay. Then I want you to pick a pencil, any color. Blue would probably be a good one. And you can practice with different brands of pencils. And what I want you to start to do is color in your first block very lightly. Color in your last block. The full intensity of your color. You see where I'm going with this? And then practice coloring your shades in between. And what that's going to do is that's going to help you color the different shades of your pencils. And if you start practicing that, you'll start to learn not to be so heavy-handed. All right, let me get a different color. Does this help you? And if you practice that, that'll teach you how to lighten up. Now, whenever I color, this is the tint that I try to obtain. Somewhere between the very light and this one here. I'm going to do one more for you. And if you practice this, it will help you get your shading and shadowing. Crystal, is this the color? Is this the tint that you normally end up with? Because you're so heavy-handed? And I want you to notice that oh, that's the tint that you start with. Oh. Notice how I repeat my strokes over the pencil to get the shade that I want. I'm not shoving my pencil into the paper. See how these two blocks here are identical? Now I'm going to continue with my pencil strokes on this one until I get the shade that I want. Oh, what color was that? And the thing is that I've mentioned to you before is if you start out with this shade here on your pencils, you have no ability to go back in and shade and shadow with your pencil. And I'll show you that in the next stroke here. Basically, if you keep coloring the way you do, you're screwing yourself over. Okay, so there's my dark orange, right? All right. Now, let's go back to this first block here. So, there's my light color. Here's my darkest color. I can't do anything with this dark color because it's already the full potential of the pencil. Right? But on this first color here, I can still come in and shade this outside to make a different effect. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? I can't do that here. And again, the way you darken your color is repeated strokes, not by force. Let the pencil do the work. It's going to be a little harder to tell because I've shaded here this one. There you go. So what I want you to do is when you pick up a color to do a picture, I want you to draw your little box and practice your different shades. Okay? And if you do that religiously, I know it's going to take you a little more time to color, but if you do this religiously, you're going to get to the point that you'll get a feel for the pencil and you won't keep using your darkest colors. Okay, end of lesson. I hope that helped you. You are welcome. Who knows, that may have helped somebody else too. Did it help anybody else? And see, if I had gone gangbusters like you do on this blue and gone dark all the way through, I wouldn't have been able to do my different shades. And the different shades, now granted, I did it with different pencils, but this shows you the idea that because I have my light, medium, and dark pencils, this allows me to make my colorings look more vibrant. Let me get some water here. Let me show you something else while I'm thinking about it, because I think this will help you too. On that shoe, and this is where in grayscale your light, medium, and dark come into play. And see, that's another thing. If you come in gangbusters with your colors on grayscale, you're never going to get that nuance of different shades like we got on the ornament picture. Okay, now on the shoe, here's my light blue. Here's medium blue. Here's dark blue. And again, I'm not pile driving my pencil into the paper. I'm letting the pencil shine and do what it was born to do. And in this case, black. See the progression? And none of these colors have been pile drive. I didn't pile drive them into the paper. Now, while I'm on the subject, see, these were my colors that I chose for my shoe. When you choose colors, you want to choose colors that are going to quote unquote bridge. All right? And what that means is that you're going to have, here's my light color. Because remember, what do I tell you about blending? That the colors will blend seamlessly. From one color to the next. Here's my medium color. See how that blends? And what do I tell you about back blending? All that means is I take my next color and I back blend it into my previous color to make that transition to be seamless. And then here's my dark blue. See how it's a seamless transition? And then my black. Make sense? Okay. Now, if I were to pick blues, let's see if I can do this. This is going to be a little hard for me because I'm so used to doing it right. So, here's my light. I'll just do it this way. Let's see. Here's my next color. What's wrong with this? It doesn't transition, does it? I can't easily blend one into the other to make it a seamless color change. And blending, a proper definition of blending is when one color seamlessly disappears into the next color. So what I needed here was an in-between color between these two. All right. So there's my light. I'm sorry, that's a problem for what? There's a nice medium color. and then my darker color. All three of these colors bridge from one to the next. So that's proper bridging, right? See how they transition? This right here at the bottom, improper. Now, I want you to understand I'm teaching you two concepts here. All right? This over here, I'm showing you what to do in order not to be so heavy-handed. Oh, wait a minute. Ignore this one for a minute. These are 4 different colors. This pink right here, this is the same pencil, 4 different shades. And this here is teaching you how to lighten up with your pencil. All right? So this is one color. Okay? Now, when you're coloring, you can use just one pencil and use different shades of it. Perfectly okay to do that. This lesson over here is talking about using 3 different colors. Okay? And this bridging right here is what I was doing on the sneaker so that I could blend them all together and they worked together. So if you want to, let me pull out yeah, that's a little far. Hold on. Take a screenshot of that. And then you'll have it. Hold on, make sure I didn't cut off improper bridging. Does anybody have any questions about this? And this right here is why I keep harping on you, is you've got to get your blending down. This is a really nice blend. I mean, I did it real quick, but this is a really nice blend as that transition goes from one to the next. And a substitute word you can use for bridging is blending. Okay? There you go. Alrighty. That's why when you see me color, you'll see me pull a light, a medium, and a dark, for example, of blue or light, medium, dark of green, whatever the case may be. Okay. Let's color up some flowers here. Oh, let's see what I want to do. Okay. Let's work on some flowers here. So I'm going to pull a light, a medium, and a dark. Now see, that's not properly bridged at all. It's too dark. So I've got to get my in-between color there. Okay. So let me zoom in. There's my light. Here's my medium. And here's my dark. So these are the three colors I'm going to use on these flowers. And Crystal, what I would really appreciate, more than happy to teach you, tell your friends about my channel. Okay. Let's play with some blending on these. This is always fun with flowers. So I've got my darkest color on either end. Then my medium. And then my light. Check it out. And again, guys, remember, you don't have to color to enjoy this broadcast. If you just want the company, you're welcome to come in and enjoy some pretty pictures and some ridiculous chat. Okay, so here's my dark. And then my dark on the tip. Now, I want you to notice that when I put these colors on, I don't just go straight across when I end it. It's a ragged edge. So there's my dark. Then my medium. Whoops, I missed the dark. Crystal, I'm so glad that my little mini lesson there opened your eyes to what you might have been doing wrong. And then my light. Now, notice I'm not pounding my pencils in here, right? Just let your pencils do what they were born to do. Oh, how pretty is that? And then I'll just blend as needed. Now, I chose to pick colors, this turquoise, that is close to the blue. So there's my dark. My medium. Notice how I'm leaving that gap in the center of the leaf. Petal, petal. Now, I could have left this white like this and left this ring around, which does look really cool. But I'm choosing to dampen down that white just a little bit. Crystal, look at it this way. Your pencils are probably going to appreciate you when you stop strangling them to put color on. Would that be a fair statement? Your pencils are going to write me a thank you note. Because I'm assuming when you're putting on a heavy layer like that, you're strangling your pencils, right? In other words, you've got a very firm stranglehold on them. Okay, there's our dark. You know, Crystal, and that really is an important point about the relief on your hand. If your hands are hurting when you're coloring, you are pushing too far. There's my dark. There's my medium. Here's our light. Okay, let's get this area down here. So, Crystal, normally after you color, do your hands hurt? There's my dark at the bottom and the tip. There's our medium. Oh, and the next day sometimes? Oh my gosh. You're going to notice a world of difference if you follow my direction. Here, let me show you the concept that I'm doing on these petals. Yeah, if your hands are hurting, guys, after you color, you are jamming your pencils too hard. Okay, here's a petal. Bigger version of what I'm doing. Let me get some water here. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a dark color on either end. And again, notice how the edge is not straight across. So there's my dark. Here's my medium, which bridges beautifully with my dark. And then my light. I need to pull out a little, don't I? Isn't that pretty? And then I'm using my light pencil to blend everything. Now, again, the way you darken a color crystal is repeated strokes, not brute force. There you go. That's the concept that I'm doing. Now, let me show you. Another way this can be colored. So here's my dark. Here's my medium. Again, notice that I'm obliterating that line between the two colors so that it looks seamless. And then here's my light. Which actually I'm going to leave a little lighter here. Let me erase that out. Now, the idea being here is that when you have petals next to each other that have this pattern, that light is going to go all the way around in a circular pattern, and it looks really neat. So here are two ways of coloring petals. All right. So that's what I'm doing on here. I just wanted to show you a bigger version of it. Okay. I think I have enough time to do maybe a couple more. Paper towel to rest my hand on. Here's my dark. Here's my medium. I want to get a little dark up in this corner here. Teeny tiny bit of dark here. And then my light. Oh, is that pretty? All right, let me pull out and you can see the back end of this shoe. Isn't that pretty? Just subtle flowers in there. This is my lightest color here. I'm just blending. Blending, 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 right. Any questions? Is this stuff making sense? Okay, guys, calling it an evening. Let me pull out. Look how gorgeous that looks. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so this is Kirby Roseanne's World Within Worlds. This is our ornament that we finished. I'll be posting that in the group as a calling this one done. I think this one turned out beautifully. Okay, guys. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, guys. Joyous, joyous coloring. That would be Vicky begging for snack because she knows I'm going to grab one. Guys, love on each other. That's what my group is known for. I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place, and we will see what other things we can get into. I will be doing a new duet because this one's done. So we'll see what we can play with. All right, guys, take care. Please click that like button. I would sure appreciate it. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.